Welcome to Sunday session for August 14, 2022. Last week was amazing. Things that we got to pay attention to. Things slowing down, close to the end of the month. I told you guys it's usually downside in September. So we got to look out for RSIs, look for retests. But what you see right now on the screen, this is the earnings date calendar. Everything's in pink is what's coming up. Everything, already been passed is in green, blase, and then, we looking for it. We looking good. Home Depot this week coming. Walmart this week, Target this week, Dollar General is the week after. Cisco, not Costco. Cisco is coming up on the 17th also. Look at the full thing real quick to see if we see something else. JD, if you guys, Chinese stocks, JD is coming. What else we got going on? Pretty much it. TD, no, you ain't messing with that. No, not messing with that. So yeah, pretty much, earnings is we're still in earnings season. Everything's still performing well. Let's look at the 1 week performance. You will see on the S&P 500 1 week performance. Meta is up almost 8% at 180. Apple did 4%, is at 172. Microsoft is at 291. Netflix is at 249. Disney's at 121. XOM had a nice recovery back to $94. PayPal is over $100. AMD is at $100. Walmart is over 132. So again, if you have not been, taking advantage of the market discounts in June and that mid-July, if you're looking for trades throughout the week, I always come in here on Sundays and tell you guys to be patient. Monday's always tricky. You've seen what just happened this Monday. It did a nice spike, and then from Monday and Tuesday, we had almost a long consolidation for 2 days. And then on Wednesday, we start seeing spikes. Thursday, big spikes, a small bit of downside on Thursday, and then a recovery on Friday. So please be patient. I'm keep telling you guys, consistently, that's what's going to make you the money is patience. Overall market trend is bullish. We went over that last week by looking at the S&P 500. We looked at SPY last week. I told you guys the overall trend line has been breaking on almost everything. Ever since Apple trend line broke, everything started following, everything started breaking. So again, weeks ago when Apple broke at that 140, everything was breaking. So we had opportunity for long swings. We could have took advantage of it in the market. But it is hopefully people are making money. Hopefully people are being patient. Hopefully there's no panic when it's time to sell. We're using our charts, we're looking at our big time frame, big rewards. Who all remember that big time frame, big rewards? And just continue to make this guapo, man. It's definitely been an easy time to make money, especially after the overall trend breaks. But again, let's start off like we always do every week, man. SPY. I'm gonna delete all this, start from scratch. Same things everything's the same, guys. We're still in the bullish season right now, right now. I don't know how long it's gonna last, but again, we're utilizing what the markets give us. This is the 1 day chart. Let's go to the 1 week chart for SPY. RSI is at 55. You can see it at the bottom here. So we do got a little bit more upside. You may still start push up a little bit more, but again, once you see this, I'm gonna keep going over the same stuff because this is when the big move happens. When you see that overall trend line like this breaks and that price get above that overall trend line, more than likely we're gonna have a huge continuation. And now we're in that huge continuation right now. So again, it's easy to, right now, the only thing about this time period that we're in is getting in at the best price. Not spending more than you have to on contracts. That's literally super cheap. The 425 contract swing from Thursday to Friday, them contracts came down to as low as like $30, but at the end of the day, they're over 175. So paying attention to those type of things. I told you guys on Thursday, I told you guys don't do nothing. I said everything's going to come down. Everything came down. Let me show you that real quick. This is why I'll be telling you guys, there's always going to be opportunity to trade. There's never not going to be opportunity to trade. We just got to be patient enough to understand what's going on. This has been the consistent setup that I've been noticing all the time with SPY, with whoever, majority of SPY trades. This is the setup. It does these wedges every time. Now, I mean, it finds its support and resistance, does a nice little wedge. It gapped up that the first thing on Friday morning. Boom, right there. It gapped up first thing Friday morning, came into this little small area consolidation. But we have to understand, if the price act, you can find a trend line on different time frames, no matter how you trade it, 30-minute, 15, you can always find the trend line. If you wasn't, just like I told you guys on Thursday, when SPY was up here at 424, I said it's going to come down about 418. It really didn't come all the way to 418. It came down about 419.06 was the low for the day. But listen, I can point out these wedges all day. That's all SPY been doing, these wedges, and hopefully you guys are paying attention to this, because this is the easiest trade you guys can get. Every time SPY get into these wedge situations, you can always take advantage of a nice SPY swing trade, or whatever you got to do, because they're always giving out these signs of small area downtrend, break up above the downtrend, continuation, consolidation, trend line, continuation. So if you can notice the pattern on different time frames or whatever you want to do, you can consistently make money. Now, I mean, it should be simple now. We're getting to a point where we're been doing this for a couple years. We're consistently looking for different setups. But when it's a bullish market, all you got to do is find out where the resistance is. Once we get above that resistance, look for continuation. Last week, I did tell you guys to get SPY 430 calls for 818. Once SPY broke above 418, I'm sorry about that. The expiration date for that 430 was 819. So once SPY got above 418, we should have been comfortable enough to go all the way out to 430 calls. And I told you my target for the 430 call was 428.95. I think we tapped up on that 428. We didn't break and hold above it. I think we tapped it one time. It came back down. But at the end of the day, if you didn't like that one, you could have got the 425 call for 812. Once SPY got above 415, the target was 423.37. So the trades was put out there. Definitely, it was great opportunity for those. And if you wanted to come back to that day trade that I told you guys about, once we got above 413, you could have kept doing the day trade over and over and took advantage of that also. So definitely multiple opportunities to make money last week. Definitely a very clear view of the direction of where we're going. So please, guys, stay consistent, be patient on your entries. Notice once we get above these levels, we're going to have a continuation. And the bottom of SPY was 369, 365 area. Went into consolidation. As soon as we got above 391, we haven't seen that ever since. You feel what I'm saying? It did this setup, just like I told you guys about these wedges. Did us a nice wedge here, broke out, wedge, broke out. So please, guys, be patient. But let's go ahead and map it out for this week. Again, my target is still intact for SPY is 428.95. If you guys is in that 430 for the long swings for 819, congratulations. Everything was super cheap coming into Monday and Tuesday because it went into a consolidation. Easy way to make money in the market right now. Ever since that overall trend breaks, it's easy to make money. But now always know at the end of September, that is when we're going to get some downside. That's when we're going to start planning for our October trades. More than likely, end of September, I'm going to be looking to get into some November, mid-November calls, and I'm going to be trading them up till October. I'm going to catch that October 1st of the month vibe. Listen to what I'm telling y'all right now. When the downside come, my trades is going to be in November, expiration dates. The same thing we did in June. I told you guys in June, my expiration date is going to be August and September. This is the same loop around. We coming right back around with it. So if you want to be sitting comfortable in some deep in the money contracts, start looking to the end of September to buy in, ride it out for the month of October, see how it moves in the beginning of November, sell, collect your check. You should be deep off in the money. Here goes SPY. I hope everybody having a great Sunday too. Definitely been an amazing Sunday, man. I'm chilling. Crazy weekend always. These kids got me going. So here goes SPY. What we do is the same thing. Quadrant lines, get it on the 1 week. These are your long-term break areas for continuations or big breakouts. You're going to see it on the 1 week. I told you guys overall trend line broke. Since then, we've been on the up and up. Next target for SPY, in my opinion, is 447, but I don't believe we're going to get. I mean, if it happens this week, well, it's going to be crazy. These next 2 weeks, if SPY run up to 447, congrats. But I think that we're going to, we might push up to 435, and then we may come down and start resting around that 420, 418 area for the month of September. And we may see as low as 400. We may come all the way back down to the 393 or the 400. Now, that's ideal from, when we were talking about SPY way over here. If you didn't get in the SPY on these long swings, maybe we can start seeing that downside in September, gauge it, see how things are leveling out in September. But overall view for by the end of the year, I want SPY to be tapping on that 450, 447 area. And then we should be able to, make a couple of dollars off of that. This the 1 week setup. Let's drop it down to the 4 hour setup here. And you notice how, from the 1 week to the 4 hour, everything's still consistent. Once things start breaking above that 394 or 393, we had a nice push to 420. It went from 393 to 420. That's a great move. I mean, amazing move. And that happened in a matter of a month. This is the end of July, was the bottom at 393. And this is now, 811. We're breaking above that 420. We're at 427 and some change right now. So let's see how that go for sure. Let's go down to the 15 minute. Let's see what we're looking like. The gap already been filled, so I'm not super, concerned about that. So all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the data that's provided for me, which is, again, 430s is the trade that we're already in. But we're definitely going to be paying attention to that break above this resistance at 427.17. If we don't break, we may have a little bit of downside, which is not going to make me cry, because we understand that Mondays is always be, discount time. Find out where the consolidation lands on the Monday, and then take advantage of, or, once it finds a direction, go from there. But here go your sections on the 15-minute chart. Support 425 and 423. Resistance area is 427.19. Again, first thing in the morning, we may see a huge gap up. If anybody's been paying attention to Bitcoin has been moving throughout the weekend. Usually when that happens, the market opens up pretty bullish. So if we get that first, listen, before the market open up, if things are already bouncing up, look, notice that RSI. I keep telling you guys watch the RSIs. I told you guys at this RSI point that it was going to come down, and it did. If everything's wake up in the morning and we see a gap up, just don't touch it, guys. Or get some short-term puts. Do a day trade or a quick put, whatever. But if you're like me, I'm patient. I don't care about, grabbing a whole bunch of puts in the bullish season. I'm going to just sit back and wait. If we get our 425 entry, perfect. If it breaks below 425, about 423, cheaper. So the same call is going to be talked about again. 438, 819. If you're not in it, that's going to be the same trade. Target price for entry is 425 or below. And if again we break above that 428.95, your next trade is going to be I think let me see. I think 440. Let me make sure though. 440. I want to push it a little bit. That might be the last one I'll be pushing out that far is August 26th. It'll be a 440 August 26th. That's reasonably priced, or a 435 August 26th. So the same trades for SPY is still there. Day trade SPY, we'll have to catch it from, if it comes down. I gotta see, because if it come down about 423, we may be able to get that 430 for Wednesday. Let me look at Wednesday real quick. What's today? Today the 14th. Wednesday the 17th. Let me look real quick. Yeah, it may be the 4:30 for the 8:17. So you can write that one down for now. That's a day trade with a pretty quality expiration date. Depends on what happened tomorrow. That could be a swing or a day trade. But 8:17, 4:30, and 8:19, 4:30, or we can go down to the 8:26, 4:35, and 4:40. Anybody got questions on SPY? We've been having a great month, a great 2 months. So hopefully you guys are taking advantage of it. And we're watching for that continuation. Anybody else got a question, anything on SPY real quick while I write this down? Okay. 8:17.
Yeah, so you say if it comes down to 425.
Yeah, about 425, 423. Notice that 425. Usually the support get retested just like the resistance. So whenever you see, like right here in this area here, how it kind of, this was the resistance area around 430, 423.93. And as soon as it broke above that, the new support became the 425.23. You can kind of gauge in between that area, of where we want to be sitting at. So, look, let me see. Let's pull that over here. This how it looks. And I'm not trying to throw up so many lines where people can't really see what's going on, but I have to show you guys this. And just be consistent on, waiting for your entry. I know it seemed like impossible. How many people caught the swing trade from Thursday to Friday whenever SPY slowed down? I told y'all the RSI was high, it's going to slow down. Right, it was pretty much easy after I said once that RSI, and look at the RSI where it's at now again. Once that RSI breaks out, that high, it has to slow down. And then they gave you an after-hour consolidation and gapped up on Friday. So first thing on 9:30 on Friday, SPY was sitting at only 422, and then the end of the day at 427. So, the opportunity was there for you to grab something, either a day trade or the swing once SPY was at 420 and 419, because we had the downside. I told you it's going to be a slow day. After what happened on Wednesday, we needed that slowdown. So whenever you see a big green day, it's okay to watch your RSI and be like, look, I missed the day, I missed the trade for there, but I still got opportunity on a quick swing from Thursday to Friday. I've been telling y'all for years, Thursday to Friday swings is probably the easiest swing you're going to get, and it's probably going to be the cheapest time to buy in. So please pay attention to Thursday to Fridays. Monday and Tuesday this week, hopefully, you could have got started a position on a couple of these things, but those was dead days. Those are consolidation days. Wednesday and Thursday gave you that juice. Really, Wednesday gave you the juice. You feel what I'm saying? So please just pay attention. Pay attention. Do not miss out on opportunity because you feel like the market is going to die or whatever. Just use your charts or ask the question. We're going to set it up for you. But yeah, notice that 424.23, that's the resistance back on the 11th. Usually the stop will come down back around that area. So that's what I'm saying, between 425 and 423, we might hit right there at that 424. So pay attention to that whole, scenario first thing in the morning. Now, RSI is sitting high at 78. We may see a gap down, which would be a better sign because we know gaps got to be filled. So just play the gap. But when that market turned bullish back in mid-July, definitely a super opportunity to take advantage of it all the way till September. So let's see what happened this week. We still got good earnings coming up this week. We may have a huge continuation. So from there, we talked about earnings on Home Depot for this week. We've been talking about Home Depot since they broke the $300 area. Told you guys to get an 818, 315 Home Depot call. That could have been used continuously throughout, the last 2 weeks. You could have kept buying the same trade, making the same money off of it, because notice that we had a test up here first, broke back down to the 303 on the 9th, retested it again, came out, small little support area off of the 200-day moving average around 310, and then we closed at 314.75. Again, My target for Home Depot, if we finally can break out this, this downside or small area of bounce and whatever is giving us the triple top, if we break out this little box here, my target is 321 still. 327 is the ultimate target, but 321 is definitely going to be there. If you want to get 330 calls for earnings, go for it. Especially with earnings coming around, this should be a nice mover. But again, 415 it was the trade at 300. Above 308, it was a 415. We had that continuously ever since we was all the way over here. So be patient. Let's see what happened with Home Depot. Again, tomorrow may come out flat because of the RSIs is high on SPY. And Bitcoin been moving this whole weekend. So let's see what happens. It's a lot of things that's going on, but don't feel like on Monday is have to be your day. Monday don't have to be your day. You can sit back and chill. You can sit back and relax. You can sit back and start, plotting. Tuesday might be your day, depending on how Monday ends. So be patient. Don't feel like you have to jump off the porch just because you got an idea. Your trade may not come until Wednesday. Your trade may not come until Tuesday afternoon. Be patient. Let it happen. That's when the big money roll in. So let's see what happened with this one for sure. I'm excited to see what they do for their earnings. More than likely, it should be amazing. There should be no slacking on that end. Trade ideas for earnings is going to be a 430. I mean a 330. And I don't want to go too far past the 330, but if it works, you might be able to squeeze in a 240, but 330 is my max. And my target is 327 for sure. And if we start off the week of breaking above 315, play it with caution because sometimes the earnings will be priced in already. So be careful. But it's due to break out. We need to break out from Home Depot. We've been talking about Home Depot for a very long time. Home Depot low was around 270. They pay great dividends. And then now you're starting to see, like, on the 1 week, we got a bullish hammer still there. Bullish engulfing was right here on the first week of April. So we should have been knowing that we should be having a nice push out for that. But I think we traded it all the way from 300, 315 for the last 2 weeks. So congrats on that, guys. Walmart. Yeah, I told you guys get a 130 Walmart, 819 every week almost until their earnings, because the ideal is this: when I come down to earnings, I want to be 2 weeks before earnings. Again, I want to be early. I don't like doing day of, week of earnings. I want to be early enough where I can make money off of the run up before the earnings and then start talking about doing something for the day of, because the money you're going to hit, because everybody's excited about earnings. New investors is coming in, or people are buying in on stocks. They're doing all these things. This is Walmart chart. And I want to be early. When Walmart came down to 118, that's when I was saying, look, man, let's go 130. Let's see if it's retest that area again. Look what happened. We went up here to 132. It broke all the way down to 118, 119, and we reversed and did the same thing back up here on the 2nd of August. Then last week, I think I talked about Walmart, 130 call. It was at 126, and then we reversed, went right back up to 132 again. So we're right there above 133. Yes, I believe you can do a 135 call, keep it tight. Or because the earnings is this week, it can go either way. Again, 4-hour chart, RSI is at 74. Keep that on your mind. Always know when the RSI is high, it's going to have to calm down. 15-minute chart, RSI is at 77. Did we close pretty good though? We closed at 132.30. If it breaks back down, it's okay. Let it happen. You feel what I'm saying? There's no panic. Again, the call was a 130 call at 119. So if you're already in it, you can be patient enough to be like, okay, let's see how far it come down, may buy more. If you're not in it, let your discount come, or let it break above the resistance, and then you go ahead and throw 135 on top of that. You feel what I'm saying? So here go your quadrant lines in between there. Of course, you can gauge it. If it don't break the 132.30, it's going to come down 131. We got, all 131 zone. You feel what I'm saying? So you can play it, you could wait for it to come down to the 130 at the bottom, or you can just wait for it to break up and you may be able to trade that 135. But be patient overall with Walmart if you're looking at it. And Target got earnings the same week. I think Cam had putting out Target stuff for the last couple weeks. But again, you got to be early. I'd rather be early than be late. I don't like trading stuff. And, and when the price of, if the stock of the price was, $40, $50 cheaper just 2 weeks ago, I mean, I shouldn't be hyping it up when it's already, $20, $30 more expensive. So Target was at 140. This that June area. You notice how we reversed, looking like it's going to go fill the gap. The gap is already up to 206. So this could be a huge leap for them, especially if both of their earnings come out strong. They both gonna get traction. Walmart may hit 150. Target may hit 200. Costco's may get traction off of that. You know what I mean? Because of it's all in the same sector. But this is a huge gap opportunity on the 1 day for Target. Watch out for that 183. I think once we get above 183, should be more comfortable with doing a $200 call, my opinion. But yes, look for the sympathy trades. This is a week where, Walmart and Target on the same week. You seen what happened last time. Walmart had a bad earnings. Then Target came out with a bad earnings. Boom, 40,000% contracts on the puts. You can do the same thing right now on the call. So if you missed out on them puts, when it gapped all the way down here, look for it on the way back up. Whenever, and again, when they came out with earnings back in May and in the beginning of June, when you see these prices coming down, like, you cannot think that it's going to continue to drop. You have to start gauging where it's going to stop at. And how to gauge that is look for the consolidation. We've been going over that for the last few months. Look, boom, nice area consolidation here. Once it broke out of the consolidation, that becomes a good support. And then boom, we take all the way back off. So please keep that in mind. No matter what happens during earnings season, be patient, get your price. If you're trading it the day of earnings, do a straddle. If you see a stock drop off and you believe that the stock is a quality business, don't be afraid to be like, okay, it's going to reverse back up. Let me take advantage and look forward, right? Look forward. Look for the next earnings dates. Be like, okay, if it dropped off to 140 and I know that earnings coming up in August, let me start buying August's in July because I know this is the bottom. I noticed the consolidation. This is the bottom of the consolidation here. Let me start buying calls in this area. So more likely it's going to go back up in anticipation of earnings, right? So trade it that way. Be safe as possible always. But yeah, man. Anybody got questions on that? Lean on your charting, guys. Lean on your charting. It's going to work. AMD. I told you guys NVIDIA has earnings coming up. 824. AMD broke above 100. Again, this was another one that was kind of tricky. Earnings came up and then it dropped down and then it reversed back up and just, start fighting at the $100 area. I think this is earnings on the 2nd. It dropped down here to about 92, but notice how it reversed back up, caught that 100, dropped down again to the 94, and look where we're at again. So there's always going to be opportunity with patience. Again, if some people caught this trade, some people may be waiting for this trade. Now, I mean, but it looking like it's going to retest that 104. Look for a break above 104. I believe above 104, you can start getting 110 calls for AMD. And, and this is a sympathy trade for NVIDIA, knowing that NVIDIA is coming up at the end of the month. Here go NVIDIA here is at 187. We've been talking about NVIDIA 158 for a very long time, but here we go. It came down to as low as 142 and then reversed out and peaked out at about 192. So again, buy-in on the 9th came in about 166. So it gave you 166 back up to the 187 retest. You could have took advantage of that. There's a lot of opportunities as long as you're waiting on. See, that's why I'll be saying, like, on green days, buy puts, on red days, get calls, because it's definitely that type of thing that's going on. But the overall winner is the trend line. The trend line is going to always show you what's going on, right? So if you continue to use that trend line as a guide, you can always win. Until stocks break from below the trend line, we're not going further down. As long as you put your trend line in place and that price action come down to that trend line, and it's close to a good support area, be confident in buying in. Now, I mean, we've seen this multiple times where, you know, the stock price bounce up, come down, bounce up, but that's the upward trend is still in place. Take advantage of that. You feel what I'm saying? Utilize the trend line. Big time frames, big results. So if you go to the 1 week or the 1 day chart, boom, what do you see? Straight bullish, all green candles for the last 6 weeks. Know what I mean? So there's nothing really missing in there except the trend line. Boom. Once you throw the trend line in there, now look how we look. We're still bullish on the 1 week chart. Now, if that price action closed below this trend line on the 1 week, I gotta know. Let's start gauging down onto them supports. Let's start getting, you know, if you like puts, start getting you a 160 put, a 170 put. But just know the trend line is going to guide you the whole way. The trend line is going to guide you the whole way. So pay attention to that for sure. Any question about NVIDIA, AMD, or any type of semiconductor stocks? Knowing that the bill just got passed, knowing that, you know, the vice president's out there in Taiwan, chip companies is on high alert. Anybody got questions, comments, or concerns?
Yo, can you talk about Intel? I know that's considered a chip company, ain't it? We used to trade them a couple times.
Yeah. Intel is a semiconductor, the older one. It's probably one of the first older ones. They definitely, you know, they're getting beat up now because of AMD and NVIDIA. You got some of the, you know, those are better companies now. Intel, I think they hold a lot of patents, but you know, that's why they're hanging in there. But let's see what happens. Let's see what we're looking like. It looked like Intel bounced off of the $34 area, targeting 37.28. I think I wouldn't try to trade Intel until we get above the 37.28, and then we'll be able to get $40 calls, $45 calls. But Intel is one of them, you know, again, slow movers, older companies. You're not going to get them big trades from that. You may be able to get lucky and, you know, you grab something huge from it. But for right now, I mean, I'll say just, you know, stick to the NVIDIAs and AMDs. That's my opinion.
Yeah, I didn't like the way your chart looked anyways.
Yeah, I mean,
because I know it's a cheaper company.
Yeah, it's a cheaper company. Earnings coming up October 21st. My opinion is if you do something with Intel, go all the way towards November. Their contract should still be reasonably priced. Yeah, $40 calling number, $97 for November. You can probably catch that whole, you know. Now September is a down month, so I don't know if Intel gonna break down some more. But yeah, I say go towards November. You know, $40 call, got high volume, a high open interest. 42s, you know, 45s actually got high volume. I mean, high open interest, not a lot of volume right now, but yeah, you may get lucky with that one.
David, for those other trades, were those weeklies?
Everything for which ones? The earning ones?
The Home Depot, Walmart, and SPY. Well, SPY you gave a lot of dates, but Home Depot.
Home Depot,
and Walmart.
Yeah. Well, yeah, Home Depot's is a weekly because their earnings is this week. If you want to go, no, let me look at Home Depot real quick just to make sure. If you want to do something different for Home Depot, this week is maybe the last week for them. Now, I mean, nothing open interest is not really that high for nothing else. September
and Walmart too. Walmart is weekly too.
Yeah, Walmart weekly too. Their last, you know, I put up the 130. You know, if you can get lucky for Walmart earnings and trade that 135, you can straddle it. Of course, you got to put in a call. But this is the week of earnings, so now it's a little bit more, you know, volatile. We may see some drop offs. It depends. I think they're going to do great, just because of, you know, school's back around. You know, usually that around this time of year, both. Like I honestly just seen a memory on Facebook where I put out a Walmart call last year for the I think it was the 160, and I think that's when Walmart ran up to 170. So this is the same type of, you know, same trades from last year, just different.
Okay, thank you.
So I believe they're going to work, you know, but in just to be cautious, you know, I say trade it both ways, like get a put in the call. And cheap ones. Here go the 140s for Walmart. They're only $55 for the weekly. And they got high open interest and high volume. You know what I mean? And that's the 140 call. If you want to go to September got 150s. You may get lucky and pull off that September 150 and Walmart run up to 140, and you may be able to cash out on that. That's only 19 cents. So, you know, you can add that to your you know, repertoire. September 16th. But again, we've been putting out Walmart again. I want the best prices. You know what I mean? So when the market is dead red, that's when you really, really get them great prices and you really get that whole run up and then whatever you got to do from there. But Monday's going to be a little tricky, I believe. I think, Monday going to kind of give us a spike like it did last week. It gave us a huge spike on Monday, and then it showed us direction of where it want to go, and then it came down because the RSI was crazy, consolidated, and then it gapped up on Wednesday. So, everybody got that? Look for the weeklies. And if you're doing something like further out the money, look for September and then just trade it accordingly. You know what I mean? Once you get your percentage, don't worry about holding it too long. I believe September's still going to give us a down month. And, hopefully we'll be able to take advantage of discounts during September.
Like another $100 for her car note.
Anybody got questions, comments, or concerns? Okay. Microsoft. The tech season, I told you guys in June, summertime is tech season. Every year, summertime is tech season. It has great returns every summer. Here go that. Let me fix this up, man. I'm gonna miss this chart though. I've been charting Microsoft for forever. Delete this though. Overall trend break on Microsoft already happened. The target should be $300 right now. Let me delete it though, just to clear it up. Boom. So here, overall trend line, boom, boom. We've seen a whole lot of trend breaks here. Microsoft is one of them. And then we put in our quadrant lines. Same thing as always. Quadrant lines, trend lines. We should be targeting right now is the 295. Above 295, we should be able to look at this right 310. So zone. Hopefully, people are noticing these overall trend breaks. Microsoft does run with SPY. Guys are looking to take advantage of both. It's definitely possible. Here go my support and resistance here on the 1 week. So my ultimate target is going to be 310. Let's call it 310.
26.
You got to get above this 193. Real quick.
So because you're under 50, then you just say
as close as possible.
Plus, like I said, they're at your age, you would really good place.
Yeah. So we got it closed above the 192 area. So we're right there. Look like we're gonna go test that 300 this week, probably. Small gap right below the.
But usually most
look at the 15-minute chart.
8 to 25. That's when.
Yo, Dave, you gotta mute me, Randy. Can't hear nothing you're saying.
Oh, I'm sorry, my bad.
Oh,
that's me.
My bad. You straight? Y'all straight? Y'all straight? All right. My bad, y'all. I wasn't even reading comments. My bad, y'all. But look right here, Microsoft. We're closed right above that resistance line on the 1 week. Overall trend line did break. So we're looking like we're gonna continue to go up further. I think 310. You might get safe with 310, man. I think 310 may be safe, man. Look at this. See, look at September contracts. I think people are trying to, they might pull a rug pull. We may have first of the month vibes in September to show us our last little push. But man, look at the volume for the 310s for September 16th. And the reason I'm pointing out these dates because of the price range, guys. These are $160. You feel what I'm saying? We want cheap prices. You know what I mean? Here go the weeklies. Look at the 310s on the week. This is crazy. 310s on the weekly ain't nothing but 7 cents. The 300s ain't nothing but 54 cents. Now, I'm not saying Microsoft's gonna go crazy, but the price range is definitely looking good. Now, I mean, we're definitely looking good on the price range. If you want to, do a weekly 300, let's see what Monday do. Y'all know on Monday and Tuesday is the best time to buy weeklies. After that, we should be buying some type of, a couple weeks out for safety. Let me see. The 26. 300 on 26, the same price as the 310 for September. So I'll go 310 September. Their earnings is in October 27th. So this should be gearing them back up once the month of September show us some type of downside. Let's pray. Let's all put in a little prayer right now. If we get downside in September, the same thing we did last year, guys. This is the same stuff. Y'all been cooking with me for a little minute. If we get the same downside in September this year, we're going to November expiration dates. And you already know which ones you're going to do. You feel me? If Microsoft come down to 280, we're going to do $300 calls for November. Now, I mean, if Apple come down to the 150s, we're going to do 180s for November, right? So it's the same thing over and over. Patience is what's going to make you the money. Now, y'all know if I'm telling you it's downside happen, if you're that type of person, like, well, I like doing puts. There you go. There you go. Your expiration dates for puts should be the end of September. You feel me? And you have to get them when they're spiking. So you may have to get your puts by the end of August. That might be our last spike at the end of August, first of the month, vibe September. I know September every year there's downside. Every year. And I showed y'all that last week on the charts. So understand me. If you're looking at Microsoft, if they give us a last little push and it breaks up above that 300 and we get the 309, look at the prices for them contracts. The weekly 300s is number 54 cents. The September 310s ain't nothing but 160. The August 26th 310s ain't nothing but 28 cents. So we got good prices, we got a good opportunity. Just let's see what Monday and Tuesday bring, and then we'll take advantage of it from there. And we're right above resistance, barely. We're on the hair of it. So this can go either way. RSI on the 15-minute chart actually at 52. Is that actually at a good place? 30-minute chart RSI is kind of high. Is at 74. So that might give us that sign of a little bit of downside, about 287. What moving average this is? The 8-day moving average. Watch out for that 8-day. And then if it break below the 8-day moving average, watch out for that 50-day moving average. And that's going to be around 284, 282. The moving averages matter. Don't never forget about the moving averages. Anybody got questions about Microsoft? Google. I looked at Google and then QC jumped on, said, me looking at Google. I'm like, okay, I think somebody cooking. I think somebody cooking on something, man. Google is at 121. Again, this is after the split. Since they, again, what I noticed about Google is zoom all the way out, long consolidation. Google's finally above the long consolidation. So, the first thing I want to do is once we get above that long consolidation, I want to see what else what's the other areas I got, right? So let's clear that out real quick. Let's drop that down to the 1 day real quick. I'm about to show you guys where we consolidated at. And then now we're above that consolidation. We should start looking for a continuation coming up soon. Boom, there you go. Moving averages is crossing right here. And where's that thing at? Where is that cross? The moving averages is crossing at that point. You feel what I'm saying? So now we're looking like the resistance was the 119 just because of the small area consolidation. When I say consolidation, it hit off 105 and went to 119, hit 105, hit 119. You feel what I'm saying? Like, look, you can see it. It's plain as day. Now that we're above that consolidation area, look for the continuation. Google may have a nice little push. Boom, there you go. Now we take that quadrant line and we just reverse engineer it, pop it back over here. Know what I mean? And I don't want it that tight. I do kind of like, I like the 133. Let me look. I like that area. That's perfect. The reason I say that's good because of this right here. Let me show you all this real quick. This middle line, notice how that's the resistance area at 125.80. Notice how that resistance line is hitting right now. You feel me? That's how you know that that box is pretty square. You know what I mean? Then ultimate goal line is going to be above that 125, and I think that's going to be the 133.40. Boom, right there. Now I mean, so again, I could pull that up higher. Let me pull it up higher just to show you guys something real quick. Boom, real quick. This is the high scale of it. This from the bottom to the top. You can also add those in if you like, but I like the way I have it set up at the 120, 126 area, should be the target, and then 133 above that. I think kind of like that. And then you can put one more on the top here, just because that's the resistance, 142. I think I like those areas. You know what I mean? So yeah, your target should be 125, 126 area. Now that we're above that, yeah, we should see a break above 122 before we get to that 125, but we should be targeting 125, 126. Above that, we should be going for the 130s, 135s. And then look at that.
I'm glad you mentioned Google too, Dave. I have been looking at it, man. Google look really good.
I told you guys, look, once these big stocks start splitting, dude, you're not going to see these prices these levels 5 years from now. Google, Amazon, you're not going to get these prices. You're just not going to get them. So if you're doing options, these prices for options you're not going to get these option prices ever again in your life. Never. Thank you, babe. And that's the truth. I'm just being honest. You know what I mean? These prices incredible. For a lot of people, that's want to invest and get into investing, these should be your starters. Oh, I'm getting Amazon. Because you're not going to get these prices again, man. Look at the 125 for September. High volume it costs $250. A little bit of a safety net though, because you got a little bit more time going into September. Look at the weekly of August 19th. 125s again is showing out on open interest. I just told you guys, let's go back to the chart. Target is what? 125, 126 area. This is why everybody's getting it, because the overall consolidation already broke. People are starting to notice that it's creeping up past the resistance at the 119. That's their next target, 125. Those are the ones with the highest open interest and highest value. You can go mid-September. Let's look one more time. 125s, man. I see some 130s. What's up?
That's what I was looking at. No, I was just saying, yeah, that's what I was looking at, the 130s.
Yeah, 130s reasonably priced. Only $100, 102. Again, though, this is why I say, if put a question mark on if these next 2 weeks be bullish and we keep making money, congrats, we're gonna ball out. But when September give us that discount, we're gonna have a great Christmas, because we did this before. We did this last year with AMD. We did this last year with NVIDIA. Earnings season is going to be coming right back around in October. Are you going to wait till the week of earnings start getting in some of these, or are we going to get early? When are we going to wake up and be early? It's going to be a time where y'all going to have to figure out that, dude, being early is way better than being the week of. I don't like to trade these the week of because it's so volatile. You don't know which way it's going to go. But if I can make the money on a down month, and then when that swing come around in October, I'm straight. The reason I'm not stressing, because I'm already in it. I told y'all this before 100 times. That's why I told y'all get Apple 140, 150 when Apple's at 130 for September. Because I want the whole thing. I want to see how far we can go. Apple may hit 180 this week. You feel me? And I told y'all, I said them Apple contracts are expensive, but those are gonna be worth it, every dollar. Them things was $645. Now they worth $3,200. And I still got a month left. This is why I be having these conversations, like, who's going to be early? Because playing it the week of and playing the week by week is cool. Good job. But if you want to sit and be comfortable, get comfortable. You feel me? You can go ahead and make some money on other contracts, but with some of these companies, you're going to have to take advantage of the full run. Because when it slow down and we have them down months again, it's going to be down. You feel me? We're going to just be sitting back watching again until we get the prices that we need. But we're going to have to figure out, when are we going to have, timing is everything. Earnings on the 27th for Google of October. Look down here to November 18th, or, next year, January 20th. You see the volume is starting to pick up, open interest starting to pick up a little bit. October 21st, volume look crazy already, 130. 132.50s is coming in. Look at the 135s for October 31st. Now that's 6 days before their earnings. You may be able to squeeze in there, and first of the month vibes may give you something to look forward to. But I'm not saying to go get those now. I'm saying get those in September when the discount comes. They're going to give us a discount, guys. Every time I tell you they're going to give us a discount, do they not give us a discount? Just be patient. But you need to write down, look, if that discount comes, the first thing I'm going to do is get my 130s and 135s for October. They should be cheaper. And I'm going to wait till they run up and test those areas. And then I'm going to go ahead and jump off of it. And then for the week of their earnings, I'm going to roll into these Novembers. Be comfortable with those. Be confident because those volumes should be picking up. I'm going to do a 140, 145, depending on how things trade out. You feel what I'm saying? Or vice versa. In the end of September, go ahead and get your November 140s. Know what I mean? And be confident in it. Anybody got questions?
What's that one phrase, that one stock phrase they be talking about, like remember September or something of the sort like that?
I don't know. I know September suck every year though.
Yeah, I think that's why it's for
Every
that.
year, bro. It's
I was talking
clockwork.
to yeah, they say it's like it's always a downside in September and May.
Yep. September, May, and June. Yep. The same year, every year. And that's what's crazy that we know these facts and we sit there and be like, I'm not going to touch it. And then when things get super green, we all rush and try to scrabble. And yes, you're getting some money. I'm not taking away from the fact you're making money. But if you understand the how the market is moving, why not be confident during that downtime? Well, when things are cheap. I swear, the overall point of this is I don't go to the store and go look for the first expensive thing on the rack. I'm not like, listen, I don't care how much money I got. I shop in the clearance section, guys. It's okay to shop in the clearance section, guys. You feel me? And girls and ladies, it's okay. I don't have to go out there and be the biggest baller in the world. I could pay $50 for a contract and make $400, $500, $600. I'm fine with that. Anybody got questions? Other than before I go to the next one. That was Google. I got
a slight question, bro.
What's up?
It's real deep. Something I'm always worried about. You know how the CEOs and stuff, they'll buy these options and they won't exercise them for like 5 years. I was gonna say, right now on that Google, what's the furthest out contract that is showing? And like
2024 June.
And it's some real savings account type stuff. Yeah. So
yeah. They showing 145s, 155 for June 2024. I see 170s. I see 200s for June 2024. Contracts coming in. They only 500, about 455.
So, like, if you was on some real savings account stuff, would you suggest buying at the money contract on Google or Amazon?
Yeah, I'm about to say that. I learned my lesson by buying out the money loan contracts. I learned my lesson with that with Square. Not doing that no more. If I see something and I want it for a loan contract, I'm buying in the money. I'm about to buy in the money. It's gonna be expensive as hell. I'm not.
Are you saying buying them long out?
If you're going long,
exercising them.
No.
Well, yeah, in hopes of exercising them, like, what's the benefits versus? Because all right, so like Google goes up to
200, 250.
By 2024, it's at $800, $600.
Right.
Oh hell yeah.
And like you doing this on some IRA savings account, like you want this money for your retirement, so you don't mind holding this contract for 4 years. And you already initially, when you bought the contract, you were already thinking about exercising it, just to have the shares to continue to hold it long term. Would that be beneficial?
Yeah, for sure. Because you already know once the contract exercise, they're going to give you the stock price you bought it at. That's going to be your initial stock price. You feel me?
You'll be deep in profit.
Exactly. So say if you get Google at how much it is, 121. Once you exercise it, you're gonna get the percentage from every year, and you're gonna get the 121 starter price. So you can take the 100 shares that you exercise one contract, buy more, and you still not gonna, your average ain't gonna change that much. You might be up to about 124. You know what I'm saying? But the stock price itself is at 800.
So, but so I could still buy like 10 contracts, right?
Yeah.
So say the contract $500, and I'm trying to save 5,000. I
Right.
could still buy like 10 contracts, and then when it come to exercising, like I could sell those contracts when it spike at 2022, 2024. Before, I know the volume will go down as contracts get more expensive. If it's $800, no one's gonna buy no $150 in the money contract.
Yeah. So they're gonna just give you the money for it, or if you got the money in your account, they'll exercise it for you.
All right, so I would sell 9 of the contracts because I wouldn't be able to buy 1,000 shares of Google
Right.
at $100 with it.
My suggestion is this. If you want to buy shares of a company, don't do it through getting options. Just buy them. Don't worry about the option part of it. You feel me? Yes, in the long, yes, in the ideal of it is like I'm saving a couple of dollars because I've got 500. If I buy 5 contracts, I could spend 500 on one. I'll probably make more money because of the contract and the options. But you know, I want the shares, but I can't afford the shares. I just say, just start buying you a couple shares, dude. I mean, it's okay. You know what I mean? It's okay to just buy a couple shares and ride with it. Don't use the options as a share thing unless you got enough money to do what you want. Of course, you know, do that. Buy it in the money contracts too. Like just buy you a 120 call for 2024. Yes, it may cost you a lot of money, but you know that you're gonna exercise your contract and you want that 120 price. Yeah, that's what you're gonna have to do.
Also, speaking of what you were saying, QC, I was actually discussing that with a few other people, and they said that's a great idea to open up a traditional IRA account, you know, because you can't withdraw from it, or because the penalties would be crazy.
Right. Yeah.
But you open it up, you know, like you were saying, do swing trading on it, buy fractional shares, and just compound it until you can withdraw from it. And then, like you said, that's a saving account in itself.
No, for sure.
I'm about to start doing that most likely this week or next week.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, whatever you feel do it, I suggest do it. But we already know the best game is the long game. So
I be seeing the CEOs do it, so I was just wondering, is it better to buy a contract and, you know, spend $500 on that contract and sell is the contract value gonna be worth more than the profit from buying the shares in 4 years?
it's the same. It don't change.
It be the same.
Yeah, it's the same. Whatever you make on the contract, once you exercise it, the percentages go back until where you started. Like if it's at one, that's remember I told you I exercised Riot and MARA 3 years ago, and then they gave me the shares of it. It didn't I didn't lose, or you know, I gained, of course, but it didn't like make a difference.
With that being said, so if I bought 10 contracts, 10 like $150, $200 contracts, and it goes up to $800, even if I don't currently have the amount to purchase,
they're going to give you the money.
I'm still gonna get the shares and like the profit.
No, they're not going to give you no shares unless you got the amount of money to cover 100 times stock price option. I mean, 100 times stock price. So if it's $800, 800 times 100 need to be in your account when it's time for you to exercise.
But if the contract was like 150, what shouldn't it be like $150 a time?
Nah, you got to be able to cover. No, yeah, you're right. It got to be $100 times the 150. You're right.
I thought you get the shares at the strike price.
Yeah, you get the shares at strike price. You're right. My bad. The shares at the strike price.
So it don't even matter that it's at 800. So it don't even matter if the value will be 800,000, and you still got to have that 150 in your account.
150 times 100.
Times 100.
Yeah.
Man, that's some good. All right. That's all.
Yeah. Because that what happened. MAR and Riot, we got at 72 cents on options. I got a $2 option call. It went to $4, and they exercised it 2 times, $100 per contract, and then that's how, you know, I got the shares.
And then when the shares hit your account, then you can see the value, the cost
Yeah.
basis at $2 versus the
Yeah.
current
So
market value.
by the end of the day on Friday, they're gonna show it, but it ain't gonna clear till Monday.
Okay.
But it is a good idea to me. My idea is that if I'm gonna go whole, I'm gonna just go whole because we want the shares. Now, I mean, I don't want 100 of it. If I can't afford 100, I'm not gonna go for 100. I'm gonna just get like the 10, 8, you know what I mean, 8 shares, whatever I can afford at that time.
Yeah, and especially like, like you were saying, like the whole process of that account is not necessarily to buy shares immediately. You can buy fractional shares. So I know you can buy fractional shares on Webull. So you can take the profits from the options and just roll them over to the fractional shares or buy whole shares.
Yeah, it's a lot of things. It's a lot of ways you can do it. The IRA is a great idea, though. I know a few people that got the IRA and they doing options off of it, and they kind of killing it. So, anybody else got questions?
Thank you for that.
No, for sure. But definitely, if you feel like you want shares of it, bro, just go buy shares every week. Now, I mean, by the time we get to 2024, you may have 100 shares. Then you may be able to do cover calls, and now you might be in a better position. You feel what I'm saying? Especially with the prices being around $100, you probably can afford to do 4 or 5 shares a week. So what else we got next? Snow. See, somebody talked about snow, man. And again, we had a huge discount in the market. Whenever that market go red, man, I encourage everybody to get more active on conversation and trying to figure things out, because that's our time. That's what the time. That's when the bears make their money, and then the bulls start getting ready to make theirs. So I just encourage people to come and have full conversations. Snow came down all the way to 113. Once it broke above the 134 resistance, you notice it gave us a double top here at 157, retested that 131, and now we're breaking above the 168. You said earnings is coming up when?
I believe next week. I think the 24th or the 30th.
Okay. It's not super high volume like it used to be. It kind of slowed down on us. Weekly 180 calls is only 160 out. The ask and the bid is $15 apart. 170. If you want to, get closer to that money, the 170 costs $490, $20 apart on the ask and the bid. You might have to cut that in half. And the target should be 188. We got to get back above this 171, of course, but target should be 188 once we get back above the 170. Let me see. August 24th is their earnings, so we may have traction this week. That's 10 days from now. So we may have traction this week with snow. I say pay attention to it. If it comes down to, let's look at the 15-minute chart. Boom. If it come down to about 160, we should be able to get confident moves there, because it had a small little gap up. I think it already filled that gap. But 170 is the target, 170.85. If we break above that, you should be able to pull off a 180 call. If it breaks back down to about 160, that should be a buying area also there. But with the earnings coming up, we may have a little traction this week, so pay attention to it. And we may go retest the 179.01. Let me put this here real quick. Boom, right here. Boom, there you go. The small little area gave us a little bit of downside right here on the 12th. Came down to 164, and then it broke back up, hit that resistance one more time. So it's been playing at that 169 resistance multiple times. A lot. So boom, there you go. Yeah, definitely it's playing. It's right there at that resistance on the 15-minute chart. 170 is the weekly 4-hour chart resistance. And then, back and go to retest that 179. It ran up to 179. When was this? Mid-August. That was August 11th. So usually we have a retest towards that area. That's why you can be able to be comfortable with a 180 once we get above 170. We should be comfortable to hit that 180. And then again, zoom all the way out, you get a whole nother picture. Sometime when you zoom all the way out, overall trend line may still be there. Let's zoom all the way out here. Yeah, you can see that trend line is still intact. So as long as them trend lines is there, guys, just be comfortable and be confident that we're riding that trend line all the way up. Now, I mean, you don't have to, again, the trend line is almost like a support and resistance line. You can jump on at the trend line and then you can just ride the wave. Every time I hit that trend line, you should be confident enough that boom, we're getting in. We're going to get us a nice little push. Now, I mean, so hopefully we're looking like we're bouncing off that trend line on the 4 hour. We should get a nice little push on the 4 hour. It's a bullish engulfing on the 4 hour also. And this is the week before earnings. So we're 1 week ahead. So we're on timeline. We don't have to, you always trade the day of earnings. I like to be in a week before, you know, that's just my thing. I don't like to, you know, wait to the week of to try to make decisions. If I'm not in it the week of, I'm starting to step away from trading day ofs. Anybody got questions about snow? Weed stocks is back on watch. I don't know why. I just, you know, I was just looking around, seeing Tilray. Not say go crazy and buy all the weed stocks, guys, but we're definitely watching these areas. A lot of these penny stocks are starting to recover super heavy. A penny stock is anything that's under $5. Tilray is under $5, so now it's a penny stock for sure. Small area consolidation was like right here. And then it did another little breakout there. Know what I mean? So, you know, we're looking for, if you're into weed stocks, if you're not, you know, just keep a small little eye on that. We may see a nice little push out of weed going to this midterm elections. Now, I mean, I know most people are voting coming up soon. But if we break above 435, we may see a nice little push towards the 476. These are penny stocks. If you guys like it, you know, let me know. We can go over some more. But add your weed stocks to your watch list. See how start noticing how they move. Wait until like September if we might get that downside, might get a little discount back to $3, and take advantage of it from there. And these also got options, so you can probably do $5 calls. I mean, but I know penny stocks do perform well close to September and October. So if you whatever penny stock that you love, add it to your watch list and take your time and you know take advantage of it. And CRM, one more tech stock that's having earnings on the 24th. I forgot what I think I told you I get a 180 call. I don't know what I told y'all to do with CRM, but it was like 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. We're seeing CRM was kind of at the 164 during mid-July. Then it popped up here on, you know, July 26th to about 174, and then it finally broke above the 190. It's sitting at 190 right now. We should be looking at the 200. I think the next level is 198 and then 203. With earnings coming around, this may be a nice little option that you can go to. I like CRM. Everybody know I've been looking at Salesforce for a very long time. Their options don't have huge volume right now. Back in the day, they used to be going crazy. But again, their earnings is coming up. That might change. August 24th is right around the corner. Let's look past that date real quick. I see some $200 calls coming in. It's a little low volume on that week of August 26th, but the weeklies do look like they're picking up a little bit. Keep an eye out on it. I'm not saying run out and grab it, but the 195 call for this week looking okay. We may have a test towards that 198, you know, probably this week before earnings. Then you'll be able to take advantage of it, man. And if that's, you know, I ain't got much else, guys. You know, I'm just trying to give you guys the heads up to what to look for early. I don't like to be late to the party. I like to, you know, get there, do my thing and leave. But the market did give us a huge discount in the month of July. Notice, you know, when we see for the people that's just starting to learn charting, look at the 1 month chart. This is a bullish engulfing on Salesforce on the 1 month. And then we went back into the month of August, looking a little bit bullish again. But when you see these, you know, that full downside coming, just be prepared for it, because it's not going to drop to a point where, you know, is at zero. It's going to have to stop somewhere, especially quality businesses. They're going to have to stop somewhere. So you know that, you know, this used to be $300. It comes down to $150. You know, this is a huge area of discount. This used to be the old support, old resistance rule back in 2019. Use that to your advantage. Now, I mean, there's a lot of times where we're you know, might be misreading a chart. But if you feel like, you know, you're confused, just go to the big time frames, utilize it that way, and then go from there, guys. But this is the bottom of Salesforce. Once you pull that over there, and you don't have to mark all the lines. You could just do like one or two. Just give you an idea of what you want to do. Notice how that line coexists with 2018, this 2019, this was the resistance. So old resistance, new support rule works on every time frame. Bigger time frames also. So if we start seeing downside from last year November, this last year November, when it peaked out at 299, from November to now, we had, well, till May, we had a full downside back to the old resistance from 2019. That's the conversation that you want to have when you're looking at some of these charts. When people are trying to go long on, you know, whole shares, these are the things that they're noticing also, especially if they know technical analysis. Fundamental wise, we know that Salesforce is a great company. A lot of these companies was failing back on their first quarter earnings because they had no good guidance. But now things are starting to change. You know, economy, everybody's saying the economy we're in a recession, but this is a huge drop. I believe the recession started in October, November of last year. And then we just, you know, they just start mentioning it when they still wanted to put their money back in just to get a little bit more of a discount. But that's, you know, that's where we're at right now. So this is a whole 47% drop. Now we're starting to see feel like we're going to start pushing up again. So please, you know, don't miss out on opportunities because you think a stock is going to go down more than it's supposed to. Now, I mean, just be prepared for the reversal signs. Look for the things that you're used to seeing, bullish engulfings, reversal candles, whatever you know been learning, and just go from there, guys. If y'all don't got no more questions, man, this definitely been a fun Sunday sessions. I went more, you know, talked about more stocks than I usually, but I just wanted to make sure I cover, you know, what everybody else is looking at while I'm here. Morning sessions is going to be coming back. Yes, morning sessions is going to be coming back, man. We're going to be live. And we're definitely going to be, I'm going to show you guys how to take advantage of that morning time. If you guys have been joining us for the last 2 weeks, I've been showing you guys how the 1 minute chart been working. Whenever you start seeing the market open up, you know, the market may give us a gauge of range, right? It may give us a range of where, you know, it might go, where it should go. But sometimes, you know, you can start taking advantage of those small areas of trading when the market open up on the 1 minute. So, you know, for example, real quick, I'm not trying to hold you guys. Which one can I do? This the PM. Oh, over here. So boom. This is 9:30 in the morning on SPY, and this is a quick example. I'm not trying to give you guys that too long. You can do this whenever you see, you know, this the 12th. This is from 9:40 in the morning all the way to about 10:50. I need to move it over because it didn't really break out until, you know, 11 o'clock. But from 9:30 to 11 o'clock, this is your box that you're starting off with. This is your beginning of the day. You know what I mean? So if you're trying to do a day trade, or if you're trying to figure out, man, how can I take advantage? I missed out on opportunities. This box should give you a range of what we should be looking at. The same thing I showed you guys on the 4 hour, the same thing I'm showing you here. Go ahead and put your resistance here and put your support here. Now, I mean, that's the 10 o'clock rule. That's 9:30 in the morning. And as soon as this price jumped up above the 422, look what happened. We got a full breakout. So don't feel like, and this is on, you know, the 12th, today the 14th. This was Friday. So don't feel like it's impossible to do this. You can use the 1 minute chart for day trading. 1 minute chart for quick trades, long-term charts, you know, big time frames, big results. But if you can get a big result on a Friday day trade like this, once the stock market show you a range, and this is, you know, before the market even opened up, it kind of gave you that idea also. Now, I mean, this is the gap up, it ran up to right here, and then, you know, came back down to here. So it's going to give you a range. Once you notice that range and that price break above that range at 11-12, be confident to know that we're going to have a good day. You feel what I'm saying? From 11-12, it went from 422 and all the way up to 426 around 4 o'clock. So this was your whole trading range right here. And then you can also add a trend line in there, whatever you got to do. But this is only like almost 1%, which is like $4. And this will happen on a day trade on Friday. So if you guys are paying attention, be patient. If you have a little bit of time before you get to work, or if you like at your desk just chilling, set your 9 o'clock, 9:30 chart up to about to the range that it's giving you, and then see what happens. Know what I mean? Just a little food for thought, guys. If nobody else got questions, man, that was the Sunday session for the day, man. And I'll keep on trying to show you guys how this, the same consolidations you'll see on big time frames, you can see them on small time frames. So your day trade would have been from 422 up to 426. You would have got you a 425 call.
David, I have a question. I
Yes,
came in a little bit late and I heard you was talking about SPY, but I didn't get the numbers. I'm sorry.
Oh, you straight. I recorded this.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah, so I'm gonna post the recording, and the first stock I always talk about is SPY, so you can be able to take all your notes off of there. But real
okay.
quick, just to last week I told you guys get the 430 call, 819. Once it got above 418, target was 428.95. That is still valid. I also added in the 425 call, 812 expiration date over 415. That worked out. And the day trade was 418 calls. Once it got above 413, 46.
Wait, you said 425 what?
Hold on,
What
hold on.
date? I'm
Yeah,
sorry, you going
425 is
fast.
already gone. Don't worry about 425. I'm just going back over, some of the ideas. If you want to get the in the money call, definitely. But right now, the only call that I have for them is the 430, 819 call is still valid. And then what else you're going to add on to that is going to be the 435, 440 call, 824, 824, 440, 435.
Okay. All right, thanks.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. Thanks.
Yes, ma'am.
I know you're trying to wrap it up, dog, but I came in super late. Just give me the list, man. I don't even need. Just give me the list. I'll go.
you got quadrant lines on lock now.
You feel me? You feel me?
I mean, once you practice it over and over, remember I came in Thursday. It's just amazing how it worked. But we did Home Depot got earnings this week, so you gotta look at Home Depot and Lowe's. Hopefully,
I'm already in.
Right, Home Depot been put out 2-3 weeks ago, so hopefully that's been done. Walmart 130 been put out, but we definitely added on to Walmart. Get a 135, 140 call. AMD, we're looking for a nice continuation out of them. But I'm gonna play the video. I'm gonna post the video, guys, because I'm still recording. But
all right. Oh yeah,
AMD was on the list. Home Depot, Microsoft, Walmart, Target, because of Walmart, Target both got earnings this week. Google was one of the premier ones. I really feel like Google gonna have a nice push. NVIDIA and CRM earnings is on August 24th, and then that's pretty much Snow was another one that we talked about. I got Boeing on the list, but I really didn't go over Boeing. I may have to just do something tomorrow morning for them, but yeah, that's pretty much it. Be patient on Mondays. Mondays are tricky. I told y'all that last week. Monday and Tuesday gave us a huge discount. Then everything broke out crazy. So please be patient. Don't wake up in the morning and be like, man, hurry up. Nope. You could be patient. 10 o'clock rule is always in full effect, guys. Anybody else got questions?
Be good. Appreciate you, brother.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. It seemed like a lot, but you only need one. Take your time. Be patient, guys. You're going to be straight.
I think before you go, one thing we need to highlight is this gap we've been talking about on Netflix for a minute. It's right there.
For sure.
So I just want to make sure y'all keep your eyes on that.
Hey, it's QC birthday too, man. Happy birthday, QC, man, for sure.
Appreciate it.
Happy birthday, brother. Good story. Here go the 1 week chart for Netflix. And yes, there are gaps there. We've been talking about gaps. My boxes are my gaps. They're right there in the mode of filling it. So we may have a push towards the 313, 349 in a couple months. They are dropping off a lot of movies on Netflix. Jamie Foxx just dropped one off over the weekend. It's a little quirky, but it's funny. It's definitely a good little movie, bro. If you want to sit back and chill. And I'm not promoting for Jamie. The futures is down, waking up already. So, you know, be prepared for that. Here go the 1-day chart. There are your gaps right there. And my bottom was 163. And did a small consolidation. Once it broke above this 203, boom, it broke out. Simple. And whenever you see a stock, if you have earnings, again, we have to be diligent. The quality of the business always matters. So if these gaps was the earnings and all these gaps was like, oh, it's breaking down, and the RSI gets that low, bro, we have to understand it's not going to be low forever, guys. You feel me? Look for that consolidation, then look for that direction, and then take advantage of the market. Anybody else?
Oracle moves with Microsoft. That's it.
All right. Anybody else got something else to say? Let me know. Any news coming out this week?
Facebook was a wild trade too,
Facebook
man.
was a crazy
And
trade,
the
man.
leaps are cheap.
Yeah, last week, I think one of y'all came out here and said, mention Facebook. Listen, guys, whenever I told y'all Facebook last week, I told y'all Facebook was the last one to get into that wedge, and then it had to break out eventually, right? Notice my Facebook chart. We kept bouncing off of 155. I say, bro, you could catch 155 to 171 100 times over. It keep giving us an opportunity to take advantage of it. And then look what happened. Once it got above that 171, a big move came up to 180. So we're definitely above that 180 right now. I believe we got to get above 184 before we start seeing continuation. But yeah, that was a great trade last week also. All right, y'all. Consolidation to direction, man. Y'all holler at me, man. God bless y'all. See y'all in the morning. I'm coming back in the morning, man. My kids in school, man. We locked in. God bless y'all. Holler at me.